Drink it. If you're sure you didn't kill my brother, you won't die. But if you did, you will die in front of everyone tonight. Emeka, my husband's brother, said to me with an evil smile. Nobody will save you today, he muttered under his breath as he watched me, Lillian, slowly raise the calabash to my trembling lips. How it started. It all started that night. I had just finished cooking jollof rice for my husband. We were about to eat when we heard a knock on the door. We both froze. It was past midnight. Who could be visiting at such an odd hour? My husband glanced at me with confusion written all over his face. I stood up, wiped my hands on my wrapper, and walked cautiously to the door. When I opened it, my eyes widened in shock. It was my husband's younger brother, Emeka. He was the last person we expected to see. For years, he hadn't been in good terms with us because of the land dispute between him and his elder brother, my husband. They had argued, fought, and even exchanged curses over that land. Ibe had sworn never to step inside our home again. So why was he here, smiling? But still, I forced a small smile. "You're welcome," I said politely and opened the door wider. He stepped inside with a corny smile. "My brother," he called, moving quickly to embrace my husband. "Let's forget our differences. You can have the land. After all, it is yours." My husband and I exchanged shocked glances. It felt too sudden, too easy. But we were happy. We believed maybe God had touched his heart. We didn't know evil was sitting right before us. My husband invited him to eat with us, since the food was already on the table. Emeka laughed and said he was hungry enough to finish the whole pot. He took a spoon of rice from his brother's plate, complimenting the taste. While my husband and I were distracted by his loud stories and sudden friendliness, he used his long fingers to sprinkle something into the rice. We didn't notice. My husband took a few more bites, then suddenly his face tightened. He pressed his stomach. "My stomach, my stomach," he groaned. Within seconds, he fell to the floor screaming as if something was tearing him apart from inside. Blood spilled from his mouth. His body shook violently. "Jesus! What is happening?" I cried, kneeling beside him. But before I could touch him again, he went still. Just like that, my husband died in my arms. I gasped, shaking him, begging him to wake up. Before I could understand anything, Emeka's voice rose above mine. "You poisoned him," he shouted, pointing at me with fake horror. "I saw you. You put something in his food. You killed my brother." "What? No, I didn't," I cried, but he didn't let me speak. He rushed out, screaming for help. Villagers came running with lanterns and cutlasses. "She killed him," Ibe cried again. "I saw her. She has always hated him." The villagers didn't ask questions. They dragged me outside like an animal. They tied my hands, shaved my head to the skin to shame me, and took me to the stream, our village's place of judgment. I cried and begged, but no one listened. They kept shouting louder than everyone, pretending to be heartbroken. Within hours, what was once my peaceful home became a nightmare. Days passed. My husband's death was announced. Elders said I must face the trial of innocence before his burial. According to tradition, they would wash his decaying body, drain the water into a calabash, and I must drink it. If I was innocent, nothing would happen. If guilty, I would die painfully. I believed strongly in my innocence, so I held on to hope, small, fragile hope. But the one thing the elders didn't know was that Emeka had secretly paid someone to add poison to the bathwater. Now, the entire village stood at the riverbank watching me. Some whispered prayers. Some waited eagerly to see me fall and die. The calabash felt heavy in my hands. My heart beat so loudly I thought it would burst from my chest. Tears poured down my cheeks. I raised my eyes to the heavens. "God, you know I'm innocent," I whispered. I looked at the calabash again. Everyone held their breath. Emeka's wicked smile stood out among the crowd. His eyes were fixed on me, hungry for my death. My hands trembled as I lifted the dark, foul-smelling water to my lips. She was about to drink it when a loud scream pierced through the crowd. "Stop her! Stop her!" Everyone turned. It was Emeka's wife, Ada. She ran barefoot, her wrapper almost falling off, sweat pouring down her face. Before anyone could speak, she shouted, "Don't let her drink it! I have proof! My husband killed his own brother!" A heavy silence fell. All eyes swung to Emeka, his face drained of color. Lillian froze, her heart pounding. What are you saying?" Ada held up her shaky hands. "I overheard everything. I didn't know what he planned that night. But when he came home bragging, I heard him. I feared you would frame Lillian. But today, when I heard he paid someone to poison the water, I couldn't keep quiet." Gasps filled the air. "Woman, can you swear before the oracle that what you just said is the truth?" the chief demanded. Ada said yes, that she is ready to swear, and her husband should be made to equally swear if he is guilty of what he is being accused of. People murmured angrily, "Yes, he must swear!" Some villagers screamed. Some women covered their mouths in shock. Some men pushed Emeka forward, demanding answers. Emeka fell to his knees and burst into tears. "Forgive me! I did it because my brother cheated me. He had the land, the house, everything. I had nothing," he cried. The chief shook his head. "You killed your own brother and tried to kill his innocent wife. You deserve death." They turned to Lillian. "You have suffered enough," the eldest elder said. "The decision is yours. Should we banish him from this village forever, or should he die for his crime?" The crowd waited. Lillian looked at Emeka's wife. The poor woman trembled, tears running down her face. She dropped to her knees before Lillian. "Please, he is my husband. I know he is wicked, but he is still the father of my children. I beg you." Lillian felt her heart twist. She knew what it meant for a woman to lose her husband. She knew the pain. But then, she remembered her own husband, the kind man who never hurt anyone, dying in agony because of his own brother. She wiped her tears. "Emeka did not show mercy when he killed my husband. He did not show mercy when he planned to kill me." She looked at the chief firmly. "Let him drink the same poison he gave my husband. Let him face justice." A collective gasp filled the air. Ida cried harder. Emeka screamed and begged as men dragged him away. Lillian stood still, breathing slowly, feeling both relief and sorrow. Did she do the right thing? Should she have forgiven him for his wife's sake?